Hello and welcome to NTA Nationwide. I am Ifoma Ojintan. Remember, you can follow this news live on our website, nta.ng/live, and other social media handles displayed on the screen. Now, 2023 looks promising for the power sector, with more than 250 billion naira expected to be expended on critical projects that will improve generation, transmission and distribution of electricity nationwide. Joshua Ojito reports.
Power supply, critical to the growth of Nigeria's economy, yet consumers groan over poor supply.
Out of 24 hours a day, we only have electricity supply for 45 minutes till the following day. And they have been collecting money constantly.
Any area that there is light, there is life.
But the 2023 budget for the power sector raises hope of improved electricity supply, with 258 billion naira allocated to the sector.
Budget is a yearly ritual. No government in the past have demonstrated the heights of commitment, the sincerity of purpose, and good, genuine desire to bring about a change that Mr. President have demonstrated.
While the construction and upgrade of transmission lines and substations in parts of the country are to be sustained, new projects are coming on stream. Development of Onitsha and Katsina Allah hydropower plants, development of nuclear and atomic power generation, as well as integrated planning for deployment of fast power plants in Edo State are among major projects to take off this year. Also, there are plans to build gas power plants along the Ajakuta-Kaduna Kano gas pipeline, and the implementation begins this year.
The government of President Muhammadu Buhari, in its quest to raise the operational capacity of the NESI, the Nigerian electricity supply industry, this is one of the projects that is being done.
With more solar-powered projects to be executed, the 2023 budget for the power sector is also expected to coordinate and assess power generation plants nationwide to ensure power generated is evacuated and distributed to end users. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Ensuring quality education at basic education level, especially provision of conducive learning and teaching environments, as well as reducing the number of out-of-school children, again, were the focus of the subsector in 2022. Let's bring in Abdul Malik Hassan for more on this and insights into its 2023 budget allocation.
The federal government has invested heavily in the construction, renovation and rehabilitation of classrooms, hostels, laboratories, security and other infrastructural facilities at the basic and secondary levels. In the last 7 years, a little above 553 billion naira has gone into infrastructural development at the basic and secondary levels. This is not to say the subsector has not had its shares of emerging challenges. Majorly funding, which for most countries is a top priority. The untold stories, developing hypotheses and conducting research, blurring the figure of out-of-school children, a key mandate. 2019 till date was with challenges, especially the COVID-19 era, but UBEC was able to disburse about 117 billion naira from 2019 to 2021 as matching ground intervention to state governments.
But not only that,
understand also that 14% or 15% of the funds also go for instructional materials. And we have been able, over this period of time, to be able to provide this based on the little resources available to support the provision of instructional materials in the state, to be able also to support teacher professional development.
2022 began with national personnel audit, a census to acquire private and public basic schools data across the 36 states of the Federation, as well the national assessment of learning achievement in basic education. This assessment saw about 12% increase in number of schools and enrollment from that of 2018.
We have finished both. We have finished Nalabe and we are in the process of analyzing in terms of looking at preliminary figures, a lot of things, understanding areas where we have to now still, isn't it, do some validation.
Then the return of history teaching to schools at the basic education level. In 2017, the idea of smart schools was conceived for the 36 states of the Federation. It remained a prospect not until its future began to shine bright in 2022.
Over 90% have been completed and are ready to be deployed. It come the following academic session. We have the e-learning program within the public school sector. So far, we have selected 3, one from each senatorial district. We have 109. We have deployed the tablets required. We have deployed the teaching learning materials that are required. We are now augmenting it along even with visa connections that we hope will begin to expand the system.
Despite this success story, the sector saw its budget in 2022 slashed from 102 billion naira to about 89 billion naira following a budget review. This, the Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Boboy, says makes the year a more challenging one. Now, 103.29 billion naira was apportioned to the basic education subsector under the 2023 budget.
Still, despite all those efforts, we still need more money. The sector needs more money. It's not UBEC that needs money. The spending has to be stepped up, not only at the federal level, but also at the state level. State governments must come to the rescue to ensure that they can pump in money. There are a lot of states, and unfortunately, the majority do not spend as an additional kobo besides the counterpart funding that they are paying.
UBEC sees this as an incline since COVID-19 era, but expresses worry of not having a recurrence of cutting down its budget. Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
The process of justice dispensation is believed to be in the process of receiving better attention in 2023, courtesy of the improved budgetary allocation to the sector by the federal government. Olabode Arewa, who monitored the 2023 appropriation for the justice sector, reports.
On January 3, 2023, President Muhammadu Buhari signed the 2023 Appropriation Act, thereby sustaining the January to December budget cycle. The National Assembly had also passed the 2023 budget into law on Wednesday, 28 December 2022, just under 3 months after it was laid before a joint session of the National Assembly. The 2023 Appropriation Act, christened Budget of Fiscal Consolidation and Transition, is to maintain fiscal viability and ensure the smooth transition to the incoming administration. For the judiciary, which is the third arm of government, the National Judicial Council proposed the budget of 338 billion naira for the various court divisions under it for the 2023 fiscal year, but 165 billion naira was allotted for the year. The National Judicial Council is the body responsible for the appointment, promotion, and discipline of judicial officers. Their budget for 2023 is about 45 billion naira higher than the 120 billion naira that the NJC received as its 2022 budget sum.
I must say that since President Muhammadu Buhari came on board, we have seen increase. We now see a situation where judiciary is getting 160 65 billion naira. And that is kudos. But if you also look critically, you see that that is far cry, below the expectation. It is not, what we can say is satisfactory, to project the judiciary, take the judiciary to where it ought to be. If you look critically, you see that judiciary is the last hope of the common man.
In 2022, the Federal Ministry of Justice received 17 billion 61 million 387,000 naira as its appropriation. In 2023, however, the Federal Ministry of Justice received 72 billion 479 million 567,000 as its budget sum.
Our case is not necessarily for review of salaries and conditions of service, is to give attention to judiciary, because it's the only arm of government that is sustaining Nigeria today. And so every one of us, the press, the executive, the legislature, must all give attention to judiciary as an arm of government. From 1999 till date, if not for judiciary, there will be no democracy.
I would want to see the money expended, especially on the judges. Judges' welfare, judges' remuneration need to be increased.
With the needs and responsibilities of the judicial arm of government increasing by the day due to the demands of the times, legal practitioners have canvassed more openness in the financial expenditure of the sector. Olabode, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, on his 64th birthday, January 12, 2023, sharing the joyous occasion with the National Assembly. In a statement, President Buhari joins family members, friends and political associates in celebrating the Senate President, who has a profile of being one of the most experienced legislators in the country, having served 8 years in the House of Representatives, 1999 to 2007, and almost 12 years in the Senate. The President notes the historic interventions of the Senate President, particularly providing a peaceful and harmonious leadership for the 9th National Assembly that has translated into many gains for the country on legislation and passing of bills into law. President Buhari prays for the well-being of Senator Lawal and his family. It's now time to join Adiola in Lagos for trending stories from that zone. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Ifoma. The appreciable decline in the number of new cases of coronavirus and deaths in Nigeria does not call for relaxation. In fact, medical experts still advocate preventive as well as safety measures and vaccination, which is one of such. In this report, Hingino John Adams tells us about a health worker who allegedly sold test results and vaccination cards at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH.
This is one of the centers for COVID-19 vaccination and tests located at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH. Those who walk in here to be tested or vaccinated are expected to come out with their results or vaccination cards only if they receive any of the services. Unknown to many, money has been exchanging hands in which not all those who came out with either a result or vaccination card went through the process. One Solomon Oriere is the alleged culprit doing the bidding of whoever wishes, but at the right price. 99 days for the thief and a day for the owner was exactly what happened last week when the suspect was caught in the act. The chief medical director of the hospital, who declined to comment on camera, said the suspect is not a staff of the hospital. The Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyi confirmed the arrest of the suspect.
The investigation has commenced, and depending on the outcome of the investigation, the appropriate action will be taken. If need be, could be prosecuted, and the necessary medical bodies would also be carried along and informed.
The Lagos State Police Command spokesperson also said anyone caught in such illegal business will face the wrath of the law to deter others from engaging in similar acts. What the suspect's action implies is that some COVID-19 test results and vaccination cards are in the wrong hands, and this is a threat to the fight against the pandemic. In Lagos, Henginu John Adams, NTA News.
2022 will go down in the history of Lagos State as 1 year that its road net worth experienced more than a marginal increase. The commitment of federal government to national road infrastructural development contributed greatly to this. In this report, Adeniyi Taiwo takes a look at the changing road landscape in the state and how it will impact transportation in year 2023.
Like a moth to the fire, many are daily thronging Lagos. Despite its fast-growing population, this surge is cementing its niche as the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, while equally increasing demand for more infrastructure, particularly good roads. At the center of it all is this 126-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. For it to continually funnel visitors to Lagos State for business, the race to expand it to a 6-lane dual carriageway took a definite curve in 2022, with about 85% job done.
At the end of December 2022, what we have left is just basically about 5 kilometers.
That in itself is impacting on the economy. The people that are working, they're getting employed. The people that are supplying, they are making money.
Agbara-Badagry Expressway is an international corridor linking about 4 countries. The 46.1-kilometer highway is one of the 2 beneficiaries of the tax credit policy of the federal government.
In the year 2022, the NNPC intervened and gave us some money, so we have used that to increase the tempo of work on this road.
The project, at 33%, is already changing the landscape and giving joy to road users.
Anybody will put motor for this road before. If you buy motor today, in every 3 months, you go park up for house.
This particular lane now that they have done, since they did it, we've been enjoying it.
A drive around Outer Marina Lagos, an intracity project funded through Sukuk, is similar to what now obtains along Apapa-Oshodi or Oshoki Expressway. With a chunk of 2023 budget captured for road infrastructure, it is expected that the new year will also witness fresh road development projects, especially along the Lagos-Abeokuta axis.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Larry is standing by in Ibadan with more reports. Don't forget you can still follow this broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live. We'll be right back.
Watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA, and welcome to Ibadan. About 1,02,540 permanent voter cards are yet to be collected in Oyo State. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Oyo State, therefore advised Nigerians to collect their permanent voter cards, the only path to exercise their rights to vote for credible leaders in the forthcoming general elections. Charity Agu reports.
Movement across Ibadan metropolis indicates that collection process of PVCs ahead of the 2023 general elections is smooth and hitch-free.
I came here 20 minutes ago and I've collected mine. Noticed that everybody was trying to just struggle to get their PVC, not because they wanted to use it for another means, but because they wanted to vote.
However, data obtained from the State Office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, indicates that 1,02,540 PVCs are yet to be collected.
We want more people to come out en masse, just like they did when they were coming out for the registration. It's also pertinent to note that the collection is even on Saturday and Sundays.
Given the importance of the election in strengthening the nation's democracy, the people were urged to get their PVC in good time.
Only advise them that they should not miss this opportunity. Once you miss it, you don't collect now, then forget it. forget it. Then we are in for another 4 years. We don't forbid bad thing.
If they don't collect their PVC, they won't be able to vote. There are times they will be denying some benefits.
The period allotted for the collection of the PVCs at the wards and registration areas is between 6th and 15th January, while the 22nd of January is the deadline for distribution and collection nationwide. Charity Agu, NTA News.
Officers in the courts of justice have been charged to be proactive and diligent in their course of judicial engagements. Chief Judge of Oyo State, Justice Muntar Abimbola, said this when he released inmates at Agodi Custodial Center. Kayode Oladosu reports that the two-day exercise was carried out by the Monitoring Committee of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law in Oyo State.
Agodi Custodial Center has the capacity to accommodate only 339 inmates, but the facility housed over 1,000. It is on this premise that the Monitoring Committee of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law in Oyo State, led by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Muntar Abimbola, deemed fit to examine cases of inmates who deserve freedom. Inmates considered for release were those that are on prolonged detention, the aged, juvenile, and those that have health challenges. Justice Abimbola used the avenue to address officers in the administration of justice.
Scenario that presented itself here caused a lot of concern, and I'm even appalled about the number of awaiting trials that have been in detention here for quite a long time. So that's why I called on lawyers that they should live up to their responsibility.
The decongestion exercise was a relief for the correctional service.
I want to thank God and thank the CJ that this thing happened. At least those that were released has reduced the number of inmates here.
People who are actually deserving of such pardon and mercy were actually considered. So it's a right step in the right direction.
99 inmates were released in the two-day exercise. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladosu, NTA News.
Those are the trending reports from Ibadan at this hour. Let's now rejoin Ifoma in our Abuja studios for continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you, Larry. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is calling for more investments in technology to change and improve business model as more Nigerians in diaspora continue to invest significantly into the nation's economy. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Attesting to this investment into the Nigerian economy by Nigerians in the diaspora are board members of the Odua Investment Company, led by Bimbo Ashiru, while on a courtesy visit to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to express gratitude to the federal government for instilling confidence in investors within and outside the country. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, while acknowledging efforts of the board and management of the Odua Group, also stresses the need for more investment in technology to change and improve business model. And as he puts it, technology is the way of the future. He said there is the need to push the model of using smart and tested people from the private sector to manage enterprises and businesses that government has an interest in.
Not a regional thing, it's a national thing. And don't forget that Southwest is the fourth economy in Africa. As it seems, the group of Southwest. So the point is that we are now running as an international entity.
Leader of the delegation, Bimbo Ashiru, told the Vice President that the vision of the board is to make Odua Investment Company a world-class conglomerate with passion for business in agriculture, industrialization, and ICT. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Members of the oil and gas host communities in 6 local government areas of Akure Ibom State affected by the 2022 flood are smiling again, following the distribution of relief materials to them by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Clement Barikuyi has details.
In 2022, many Nigerians lost their homes, valuables and sources of livelihood to flood that ravaged communities in states of the Federation. Indigent members of oil and gas host communities in Eket, Eastern Obolo, Mbo, Ibono, Ikorobasi and Nsiribom local government areas, whose hope were once lost due to the devastating impact of the 2022 flood, will have causes to smile again with this distribution of relief materials to them.
We appreciate it in good terms.
For the past, we didn't experience a thing of this type.
This relief material will be equitably distributed.
The gesture, according to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, is a corporate social responsibility aimed at making life worth living for the people again.
You know, when you have love for your fellow citizens, when they are in pain, you are in pain. So when these people were in pain, he was also in pain.
The donors are optimistic that with this gesture and more to come, their host communities will remain resolute in giving them seamless and unhindered atmosphere to continue their operations. Inoyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Governor Nyesom Wike says his accomplishments as Rivers State Governor, particularly in the area of infrastructural development, is in line with his promise to leave the state better than he met it. Ogedi Akure reports that the governor said this while briefing journalists shortly after inspecting some ongoing projects in the state.
He says the infrastructural transformation of the past 7 years is part of the commitment of the PDP to the general well-being of the people of Rivers State. The governor says the number of people who thronged the streets to cheer him at the various project sites is indicative that the people are happy that he has not disappointed them but delivered on his mandate.
We can say with all good authority, we're happy and we can go home satisfied that we have not disappointed our people.
Governor Wike further says he is confident that his administration will finish strong, maintaining that voting for the PDP governorship and legislative candidates will guarantee the consolidation and sustainability of the infrastructural transformation recorded in the last 7 years by his administration.
My motivation, look, is an opportunity to serve people, serve the state, and then contribute our own quota in the development of our state. That is all. If you have that at the back of your mind, there's nothing you cannot do for your people.
He knows that the contractor handling the Ilabuchi Azikiwe roads, the Rumola Rumokuta and Ngwoba NTA roads, flyover bridges, has promised delivery of the projects for inauguration before the end of his tenure. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Akure, NTA News.
Security operatives on the trail of victims of the Igweben train station abduction have secured the release of a female passenger believed to be among the victims. This disclosure was made by the spokesperson for the Edo State Police Command, Chidi Nguzo, while briefing journalists in Benin City. Goodluck Enaini has details and other crime-related reports from the command.
Since the incident occurred on Saturday, security operatives have been in the trail of the abductors in a bid to secure the release of the abductees. On Monday, the 9th of January, 6 of the victims were released, while another, a female, is said to have regained her freedom this Tuesday and reunited with her family members in Warri, Delta State.
The officers and men of Edo State Police Command, other sister security agencies are combing the bush to ensure the release of these victims unhurt.
Meanwhile, the command has paraded some criminal suspects alleged to be involved in court-related crimes. The suspects were arrested at various areas in the metropolis while carrying out their nefarious activities and were found with different items.
The police operatives stormed the scene, arrested 4 suspects, recovered NBM construction aka that is also known as black as confraternity from them, while others escaped from the scene.
The suspects claimed ignorance.
A friend's wife's birthday at Image Garden. On getting there, we spent some time. We were leaving, the police came and started shooting guns everywhere. They say it's a cultist party. On Sunday, they released those girls on bail, and we are still here.
I was invited by a friend to peruse a document for onward transmission to the Commissioner of Police. 5 minutes into sitting down with him, where he was playing Ludo game with his friends at Ekema Road by a bar, he was swooped upon by police.
They are to appear in court when investigations are concluded. In Benin, good luck in NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State Police Command has busted a four-man child trafficking syndicate in Rivers State that specialize in buying newborn babies from young women they lure into pregnancy. Robinson Deratede has details.
A major breakthrough for the Rivers State Police Command as 10 young ladies between the ages of 17 to 27 were rescued from child traffickers. Through intelligence report, the C4I unit of the police raided 2 houses at Omagwa and Iguita communities under Emoa and Akure council areas, resulting in the rescue of the victims, most of whom are pregnant, having been promised to be paid 500,000 naira after delivery. According to the police, the victims agreed to the terms of transaction to enable them meet their financial needs.
The Rivers State Police Command is committed to dealing with crime and criminality under any form whatsoever. So anybody who have any useful information should report to the nearest police station.
4 suspects were apprehended by the police.
They just came, they are pregnant, but nobody is taking care of them. So they will beg me, tell me that instead of them to die, let them just see a way to make sure they deliver the child. She asked me that, Febo, how much they used to do it. I said, I don't know what is in your womb, whether it's a baby boy or a baby girl, but if it's a baby boy, they will give you like 800,000.
The case has been transferred to the Criminal Investigation Unit for further investigation and prosecution. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Deratede, NTA News.
Let's now join Obey in our Benin Network Center for more stories on Nationwide. Hello, Obey.
Hello, Ifoma. Many thanks for joining us here in Benin. And in Asaba, the Delta State capital, and Benin City, Edo State capital, residents are trooping in numbers to various wards across the metropolis to get their permanent voter cards. Good Luck Inaini brings us a compilation of the situation in both cities.
In Benin, the wards visited recorded an orderly process as prospective voters were calm. The turnout, residents say, is an indication of the people's readiness to exercise their franchise.
It's going on smoothly, and I will applaud the INEC for that.
I'm now entitled to cast my vote for the candidate of my own choice.
Calvin Ugweche monitored the situation in Asaba. He reports that the few INEC staff on ground were having a field day identifying cards.
From what I'm seeing now, a lot of sensitization have been done by INEC, and a lot of people are collecting now.
Luckily for me, I've been able to get mine. I'm so happy. But unfortunately, there was an error in the gender area. Rather than putting female, I have a male there.
It's a machine printing. You could make a mistake while printing and some are skipped. So what we are supposed to do is to give them a form for them to make a request, a claim that they registered, but they're filed, and then we send them to Abuja and they check the system and reprint if they were not second-time registrants.
In both cities, this issue of inadequate personnel to distribute the cards to Nigerians is still reoccurring days after the distribution began.
What we need here is more staff so that it can be more faster.
It takes them a whole lot of time to sort it, and this is the 5th time I'm actually coming for my PVC. Yeah, it's not collected.
I came on time today. This is after 3 I have not collected.
The collection of PVC is ongoing across all wards and will end on the 15th of January before the distribution begins in INEC centers across the country. In Benin, good luck in NTA News.
Traders and residents lament as prices of goods and services continue to soar in Benin after the Christmas and New Year celebrations. Jude Abugu, who went round the town, reports that the instability in supply and prices of petroleum products is largely blamed for the high cost of transportation and commodities in the metropolis.
The tail end of 2022 witnessed a steady increase in prices of goods and services. This persisted during Christmas and New Year celebrations as residents grappled with cost of food items and other commodities during Christmas shopping. With the festivities now over, one expects a downward trend in prices of food items, but this is not yet the case 1 week into the new year.
Transport, fuel, diesel, gas, everything.
About that. We'll take a break now and Nationwide continues in a moment. Please stay. You're welcome back. Now, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress AAC, Omoyele Sowore, has continued to speak of his mission to rescue Nigeria and deliver a new constitution that reflects the will, aspirations and shared values of the nation's people. Omoyele Sowore was speaking alongside AAC leaders while discussing the party's presidential campaign on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Olusheye Adiagbo has details.
I've been a person of consistency, conviction, integrity, been a person of character who has devoted his entire life to the betterment of the Nigerian state.
Human rights activist and revolutionary convener. There, revealing his identity to Nigerians. If elected as president, Omoyele Sowore has promised to ensure resources are allocated to different parts of the country as it deserves and diversifying Nigeria's economy.
I shouldn't say that people should be attracted to me, but I think naturally Nigerians should be attracted to honest people, and we should jettison and abandon dishonest leadership in our lives so that we can make that progress that's eluded us for almost 62 years now.
And ahead of the 2023 general elections, the African Action Alliance and the People's Redemption Party have agreed to align forces to brighten their electoral chances, particularly the presidential election.
We are ideologically similar, and so it is easy to work with them because what they want is also what we want.
Our country, it's our own natural responsibility to mobilize the good Nigerian people and then reclaim what belongs to us.
The AAC leadership have also expressed readiness to synergizing with more political parties that share its ideology of fairness, equity and justice to better the Nigerian system. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, says if elected, he will rebuild Nigeria to become the pride of Africa. Obi was speaking in a campaign rally held in Onitsha, Anambra State. Uchenna Mukoyi has the details.
The Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Obi, said Nigeria has enormous potentials that, if properly harnessed, will make life meaningful for all classes of people. He advised the party supporters to get their permanent voters' cards so that they can vote for a new Nigeria.
We will create wealth. We will put the country from consumption to. We will ensure that we export enough to stabilize the naira. We are telling you, we are not going to complain. We are not going to remind you of your past. We are going to remind you of your future. We are going to do the better future for you. We shall live as one in Nigeria. To live as one. A leader like Peter Obi was elected in Nigeria. Matters. Yusuf, Dati, Baba, Ahmed. I have known his brothers for more than 30 years, and I know that he has character.
The campaign rally was attended by prominent supporters of the Obidati presidential ambition from different parts of the country.
We must have a working Nigeria, a productive Nigeria, a Nigeria we can be proud of. That is why we want Labour Party to win. That is why we want P2B to be president of Nigeria, which is Sufdati Ahmed as his vice president.
These particular two individuals exemplify themselves in their character, in their capacity.
My advice to the youth, go and get your PVCs. Right now, PVC collection is going on. Go to your various wards.
The Presidential and National Assembly elections are scheduled to take place on the 25th of February 2023 in Onitsha. Uchenna Wekoyo, NTA News.
Still talking politics, the Iyaloja of Lagos, Folashade Tinubu, has called on the people of Kano to obtain their voter cards and vote for the All Progressive Congress in the upcoming general elections to enable them consolidate on the successes recorded by the present administration. She made the plea in Kano while inaugurating the Iyaloja General Network Initiative Kano State Chapter. Awal Salisu has the reports.
The Iyaloja General Network Initiative is a group of supporters of the All Progressive Congress who are working towards the success of the party in the upcoming general elections. Daughter of the APC presidential candidate and Iyaloja of Lagos, Folashade Tinubu, who inaugurated the group in Kano, called on the people to ensure that they obtain their voter cards to enable them vote candidates of the All Progressive Congress for sustainable development and consolidate on successes recorded by the present administration. Other party stalwarts described Tinubu as the only tested and trusted political actor.
I'm assuring you that by the special grace of Almighty Allah, we shall work together and we will be happy together.
We want to hear many times, as many as possible, with a lot of empowerment that we empower our team youth, the women you can see them on the youth. Some of them are widows.
Asiwaju is somebody that has track record of performance. We see what he has done in Lagos State and we see what he can do. We know he can do more than what he has done.
The aim is to mobilize our youth, women across the entire local government of each state to come in, to accept, and then to actually play the role in actualizing the Tinubu Shetima ticket.
Different stakeholders call on Nigerians, especially women and youth, to join Tinubu's train to enable him implement his promising roadmap for the economic recovery of the country. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
Prospective voters are applauding the reversal of permanent voter cards distribution to the ward level, observing that the development will facilitate collection and enable more Nigerians participate fully in the process of choosing credible leaders. Justina Etim, who monitored the process at wards in the metropolis, reports that the decision has reduced long queues witnessed during the distribution at INEC local government offices.
Statistics released by the Independent National Electoral Commission at the end of 2022 indicates that about 6.7 million Nigerians were yet to collect their permanent voter cards, even as the country is set to commence the general elections in few weeks. To ensure seamless collection, the electoral umpire devolved the exercise to ward level. As such, registrants in the 193 registration areas in Cross River State are now taking advantage of the opportunity.
The person is calm and okay, they are trying their best. They are just only two, but they be able to push up to 200 and something. So in that note, I think they are doing a good job.
My ward is Ward 4, so I didn't stress. I just came in out of the 30 minutes I was attended to.
Though the exercise is progressing smoothly, those whose cards are not found are being asked to come back the next day, and this does not augur well with the affected persons.
I've been here before, that was on Friday. I was told to come back on Saturday, and I couldn't make it. Today I've come back again, and as they are telling me, this is just about 1:30, and they are telling me that they may not attend to me today again, that they have a lot of people to attend to. And yet we are told that they stay from morning till 5 p.m. And yet by 3 o'clock, by 1:30 they are telling me already that I cannot be attended to.
Some people they have not collected. Some people say that their own get lost, and what should they do for those ones? So they say it's not here. Where can they go to go and collect it?
Having in this place here is one, the people sent to here are too few for the whole of the world. TTC, Makule, and other places. The place is too tight, and the two people cannot control it. We need help.
The collection of permanent voter cards at ward level is expected to end on the 15th of January 2023. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
And eligible voters in Akure continue to turn out en masse for the collection of their permanent voter cards ahead of the 2023 general elections. Toyin Batire, who visited designated centers at various wards in Akure, reports that residents expressed worry over inadequate personnel to ensure speedy collection of the PVCs.
A very busy day for officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, at centers designated for collection of permanent voter cards at the wards level. At Okearo, Row Ward 2 in Akure South Government area of the state, and a number of other wards visited, residents who turned out in their number to collect the PVCs were not too impressed with the handling of the situation.
To get it is another problem because they are doing those of yesterday now, they are still on yesterday. And it's after 10 or maybe to 11 now. So today they have not done anything.
I came now to collect it, but unfortunately it is too slow because the workforce is not enough.
We need some adjustments on the arrangements. The transfer section should be separate, while the new card collection should be separate, so that the distribution of the card will be easier and faster than this.
For some others, getting the PVCs will afford them a rare opportunity to exercise their civic rights during the 2023 general elections.
Very fast. I came here around, 30 minutes ago, and I've collected it.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had announced that the collection of PVCs at the wards level for easier access ends on 15th of January. While the exercise ends on January 22 at the various local government level. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
Next is sports updates with Ayodeji Makinde.